Lore religion. I can't imagine the followers of Zong Kulthon in alliance with demon worshippers. Shouldn't they hate each other? They should, but Baphomet's minions are masters of deception. They manipulate Zong Kuthon's butchers as eagerly as Iodame knights. The cultists from that unholy temple didn't know the true face of their associates in Canabras. We ourselves learned the truth much later after getting to the bottom of their nests. How do the people of Canabras feel about your background? They tolerated it surprisingly well. I shouldn't have been so wary. Crusaders don't tend to be prejudiced, as a rule. After all, heroes from all around the world, even from other continents, come here to fight the demons. Apparently the people were only suspicious of full-blooded orcs. There were already many like me here, and we don't have any problems. Well, the locals do have their superstitions. Mendev is as merciless as last fall. They just have a different set of victims. I kept seeing the same sideways looks and scowls, hearing the familiar whispers, where once they were used to whisper behind my back and point at me, now they whisper in my ear and point at someone else. It's so strange to be on the other side of humiliation, to wipe the spit from your face and suddenly be invited to change position and spit in someone else's. You must have figured out by now that I'm talking about tieflings. It's true there are many of them among the cultists, and a few among our crusaders, and our fighters do all they can to drive away those who would be our allies. People shun them, call them a Relu spawn, or worse, if they chose to be born like that. As if they chose to be born like that. I believe it's quite a feat to rise against the call of one's blood and join the forces for good. Still, most only see them as the enemy. One saw a knight bleeding to death because he wouldn't let a tiefling priest touch his wound. Alas, I haven't been able to change all of this in my time of Canabras. Tell me about Anavia. Ooh, your crush. And, well, wife, but still crush. I still crush on my wife. We met in Tymant as I was wandering aimlessly from one ordeal to another. We returned to Canabras together to expose the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. The day the Queen knighted me was the second happiest day of my life. The first was the day of our wedding. But Anevia isn't just my beloved, she's my staunchest ally. We share every victory and defeat. The best of me is alive thanks to her. Thank you for saving her back then. The day Canabras fell. Before her return, the only thing giving me the strength to protect the defender's heart was the hope I'd see her again. We're in your debt. Tell me about the Eagle Watch. It was a small order created to fight not only demons but also the enemy within, to maintain the purity of the paladin ranks, prevent heresy and identify spies, and it failed miserably at that. The Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth infiltrated it and formed their nest within its ranks. After the Queen entrusted me with leading their order, Anevia and I practically built it from scratch. We got rid of dead weight, people who weren't committed. We organized ways to transmit messages and orders safely. We introduced reliable ciphers. We found tacit allies around the city, from Crusader orders to street beggars. This was my personal crusade, to purge the city of the Templars who'd infested it. And I thought I was winning. I could feel it. We were so close to driving the cultists out of Canabras. But Erebeth frowns. It's hard to admit, but those successes didn't count for much once the demons entered the city. On the contrary, if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a headquarters at the Defender's Heart. The cultists would have served up the city on a platter to the demons. The lines in Erebeth's forehead softened. Yes, that's true. It's a good thing we achieved something. Thank you. I have to go. Alright, that's most everyone in the tavern. Except over here. Jurnal. A man in well-worn traveling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Arasil on his chest is efficiently cutting a linen robe into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves of wheat under his breath. He raises his warm, chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Jurnal, servant of Erstil. Pleased to meet you. What are you doing? I only took my holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little of his power upon me, as yet. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in this tavern is far beyond my power to heal. But there's a reason people say, have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up bandages. You from around here? No, I was just passing through Canabras. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the great Selen River, to a village by the name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city on the eve of the festival, and I'm ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day and enjoy myself. But I ended up staying in the city longer than I bargained for. Chili Creek? Where's that? It's a small village. It's not even marked on some maps. But people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for a good catch, no one to give their dead a dignified burial, and the world wound is only a stone's throw away. So, I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god as my people. Once we've held Canabras, I'll be going there, and if by the grace of the good gods we all survive this, you should come and visit me sometime. You'll find the village here on the bank of the river. The priest marks Chili Creek on your map. Aren't you a young and experienced cleric afraid to go to the border of the world wound? I've been using an old man voice from this entire time, so I guess I'm stuck with it. I won't lie, I am afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are simple people. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple, but meaningful. If I had centuries ahead of me, like the elves do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world. The young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100. Why not? But I don't have time to spare, so I want to spend my short life in a place where I'm needed most. Even if it's dangerous. Especially if it's dangerous. Excuse me. I can use the help of a cleric. Jernaw makes a helpless gesture. Ersel knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted. I have no training in potions or scrolls. I see this robe I'm cutting up for bandages? It's the second to last one. I have to go. May Ersel watch over you. Thorn, Autumn Haze, and also some loot. Some fish. Thorn, Autumn Haze. A tall, fragile-looking elf sits in front of you, eyes closed. He is pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in a blood-stained bandage. You spot other bandages on his body under his clothes, but even in such a miserable state, he manages to keep calm. Raising his eyes to meet yours, he says faintly, I am Thorn, Autumn's Haze, at your service. His pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no sign of pain or fear in his eyes. Do you need help? After giving you a cold, intense look, he shakes his head. Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local healer has tended to me. Besides, I come from a resilient, hardy people. My body will endure both the wounds and the poison delivered through them. Who are you? My name is Thorn Autumn Haze. I've come here from Kyonin because I'm a hunter, and all minions of evil are my quarry. I won't say more than that if you don't mind. We are strangers and of different races and cultures. I'd rather not tell you more than is necessary. Who wounded you? A sinner, an accomplice to demons. The quarry I am hunting is in this inhospitable place. I'm Tuliel. You can trust me. I might be able to help you. After a brief pause, Thorn says, It would be impolite to refuse such a direct and friendly offer. Who is your quarry here in Mendev? I was hunting a fugitive, a Descarite by the name of Kalesa. It pains me to admit there are heinous malefactors such as herself among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her here in Canabras, and I wounded her. Then demons appeared, the city was engulfed in flames. I was injured in the battle that ensued and couldn't free her soul from its service to her dark masters. He expresses no anger or hatred as he speaks, only compassionate sorrow. I'm sorry for your misfortune. I hope things will turn out differently next time. He purses his lips. There is no need for pity. Our ancient kind is blessed with great longevity. We gain a deeper understanding of the world than other races, and we learn our lessons better than anyone. That goes for learning from our mistakes as well. I survived, which means I will be more prepared when we next meet. I wish to aid you in your hunt. Thorn covers his eyes warily. Thank you, but this is my mission, and I'm used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kalesa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Her appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped. The agate skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. She's more monster than elf at this point. Knowledge World 26. What does this Kalesa look like again? Failed. Her skin is dark, her hair preternaturally white. Sounds like a drow. Like a drow elf. Her red eyes can see perfectly in the dark, which, to my dismay, I've come to know from experience. But bright light causes her pain. I used an alchemical powder that explodes in a dazzling flash, and she cried out as if I'd stabbed her. It's clear this woman is a faithful servant of darkness. The marks of Kalessa's masters have left on her appearance say as much. It's a drow. I know that from personal experience, but I guess my character failed. I'd like to know more about you. I won't hold anything back, not who I am, why I made my way here, or who it is that I'm pursuing. Tell me more about yourself. Other people tend to believe that identity is the sum of a person's actions and the events that happen to them. For them, I am one of a long line of warriors of Kyonin, who, since his youth, has dedicated himself to hunting evil and injustice. For them, I am a successful and capable huntsman who has tracked down and slain a great many monsters. But I am an elf, and for me, my identity has a different meaning. It is shaped by the place where I was born, and that I love so deeply. I am shaped by what I might find beautiful and what makes my heart quicken, by the fears that come to me in the dead of night, by the things I find so intolerable that at the sight of them my very core darkens and fills with poison. Thus, to tell you who I am, I would require many days and much candor, which is more than you or I have at our disposal. Why choose to be a hunter of evil? Because I am the son of a noble and proud nation. We are sometimes criticized for our arrogance, but no one dares doubt our honor. When a crime is committed, we cannot turn a blind eye. If we were to abandon our obligation to oppose evil, if we were to surrender this obligation to other races, we would also relinquish our preeminence. All right, no more questions. Beautiful. To the basement. Ooh, ooh, what's this? Surrender thy soul, Delvin. Iona may protect us. Got you again. How many times is that today? Take your jokes and shove 'em, tiefling. Whoa, easy there, Chief. Don't hit me. Alright, so I defined out this puzzle. So this one, I believe, needs to be up. And then these two need to be down, and it opens up a hidden door. Unless I'm mistaken. I might be mistaken.
We do it my way.
There is a hidden door there, so I can try to figure out. I know two need to be down and one needs to be up. Unless they changed it. Alright, all three are down, so I'm going to raise this one up. And lower it. Oh, I forgot. There's a switch I need to hit. So behind that shield is a switch. So these two down, this one up, and then the door opens.
Follow if you dare.
And I get a little helm. I don't think anyone in my party can identify stuff right now, which sucks. But hopefully we'll get a companion that has some knowledge arcana soon.
Hey, Chief.
Woljif.
Hey, Dreamboat, come over here.
Ooh,
I want to talk to you about
Dreamboat.
something. Something really important.
The young tiefling sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but his tail whips back and forth in agitation. Noticing your attention, the tiefling sits up and beckons you over.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Who are you?
Woljif. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
Tiefling rattles his chains and gives you a meaningful look. What do you want from me?
I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you.
Oh, goodness.
Some extra
about that.
rations, no problem. Weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
So, like a arcane rogue?
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another
So a rogue
gem
party
like
member.
me in
Hell yeah, I'll take
Denver.
that. Why are you in
Does
chains?
it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
All right,
He
man.
was caught thieving.
Your shadow, what was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
I can't help you while you're chained up here. How do I free you?
That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her. She's the meanest fighter
buff
in the whole
wife.
city. When you see her, put her in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it?
Oh yeah, man, I want a new party member.
I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
We'll talk later. Well, Irabeth, I want this party member, please. Sexy tiefling rogue. There's a tiefling chained up in Defender's Heart. What can you tell me about him? Irabeth shrugs scornfully. Woljif is a petty thief from a gang of thieflings. Operate thieflings? Are you fucking serious? Thieflings operating in Canapres. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from Defender's Heart, but that's hardly a prison. Woljif knows it too. He's been begging for us for days to let him go free or have someone vouch for him. He's already asked you to put a good word for him, hasn't he? Irabeth squints at you thoughtfully, then shrugs. If you want to recruit Woljif and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief in hope of our tieflings prove useful. I hope the tiefling proves useful, should you decide to take him along. That was really easy. I figured I'd have to do something more to get him, but alright. I'll take easy.
Well, Chief, what do you got? You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
Hell yeah.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything
Eh,
you got.
it's a game.
Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following?
Yep.
Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Hell yeah. I will definitely accept a sexy tiefling onto my team. I mean, how could you not? Oh, some more fish. I think we're all done with this frickin' tavern, finally. I feel like I've been in here for hours. Let's head on to the map. I'm gonna save first. Time to journey onward. Actually, I need to make sure he's leveled up. Yep, he is. And he is an Eldritch Scoundrel. Does he have any spells? Oh, he does. Sweet. I probably should have chosen better spells for him. And rested to give her spells. God damn it. Oh well. Oh well. Let's go to the market square. Seems big and important. Might as well. Or I could go out to this fallen horse. I can't just... Why'd I have to go all the way around to get there? Oh. Sweet. Got some reagents. Well, now I should probably see if he has any items. Okay, so it looks like he's got 2 masterwork daggers, and he starts with a unidentified bracer. I'm assuming it's probably a armor plus. I don't know what any of these are. Oh. Okay. And this wasn't identified. Well, I'll give my boy this ring, I guess. Keep him a little bit stronger. And I don't have anything else to give my thiefling here, because he's already got 2 masterwork daggers. So he's a melee thief. Let's get him, yep, front of the party. Let's go.
Just don't blame me.
Well, Jiff, you're already failing me with your knowledge arcana. How could you? Wow, these backgrounds are beautiful.
Retreat already? Cover me, all right?
Let's see. Can I get in range to hit? I cannot. Does she have charge action? She does. Cannot charge. Oh. I guess I'll just click to go.
The spirits demand your blood.
I believe that should have provoked an attack of opportunity right there. Ah, Sealy can charge though. You know, after that new fire blade, I was hoping for a little bit more, but oh well. That, oh, Lon, why are you so far away?
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Damn, he's already doing some damage. Oh, there's not a dialogue after. Alright, you. I thought you were supposed to do 2 shots because you're a monk. Okay. Well.
I'm off.
I should probably save before I do that.
Thanks, Lamb. You're so awesome, Lamb.
Oh, that was the whole quest, was just to build a bridge out of debris? Okay. Let's finish exploring over here before I go across that bridge.
I do what I must.
They
Oh.
will break against our resolve.
You know what? I think I'm going to turn off turn-based mode for a bit, because I want to see how it feels. I feel like turn-based mode just takes so long. I think maybe for like big fights I'll turn on turn-based mode, But for every encounter, it's a lot to do. Oh my god, hi.
Don't hold back. This will be quick.
Damn! He's doing a lot of damage. I'm glad I got him on my party. Those sneak attacks are no joke. Right. Just a regular great sword. Ooh, composite longbows. Nice. Are those better for Fighter Boy? Zen Archer, a monk. I don't know what he adds to his attack bonuses, but we'll see. There's a 9/9, 1/8. Oh, yeah, that's way better. Holy shit. I mean, I get one less attack, I think, because of the masterwork, but getting that +3 damage is fantastic. I'm going to keep it with the composite. For now, at least.
Ah, a test of my abilities.
Okay, sweet. This is some nice exploration. Dog? No, but let me pet the dog. 0 out of 10. Game sucks. Cannot pet dog. 0 out of 10.
You can handle them, right? Distract them from me.
Strike!
Whoa! Okay, Lon, why don't you attack the illusionist?
Drive me. Did you see that?
He used to attack twice in a round. I don't know why he's not attacking twice anymore. Alright, end of the map there. This looks like it's going to be a big old zone. I guess it is part of the main story quest, so it makes sense that it's big, but Hachi Machi.
I'm gone.
Alright, so we're already over here.
We'll make
Oh.
this quick. She won't feel a thing.
I don't know. Can we really do this? Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She is dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her. It is as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head. Boy, you ain't killing this girl.
They're insane. We've got to do something.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
What's going on here?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demon's hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomede so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
You know, usually sacrificing an innocent to gain power is a demonic act, not something that a goddess would usually approve of.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
Lore religion would probably be the one I would pick if I only, had a +3. However, my diplomacy is +8 through Sela. Who told you to do this? This sounds like cultist work to me.
Good point. Whose idea was this? I think it was yours. My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
Please don't fight! All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please don't hurt them.
The little girl is defending the people who wanted to slaughter her a minute ago. She's either a saint or she's insane. Maybe the two together.
She's insane. Yeah.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck, if you know what I mean.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard. It made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things. Wanna play with me now?
Ooh, this girl's a little bit creepy.
Canabras is too damn small.
Go to the Defender's Heart's Tavern. That's where the survivors are gathered, and don't even think of doing anything so disgusting again.
Thank you.
The knights hurry away before you change your mind.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
The elf girl smiles at you. The crow alights on her shoulder and looks at you with eyes that are much too intelligent for an ordinary bird. Crows are really intelligent. Those fuckers are crazy.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
I don't think you're an ordinary girl, and that crow you have there is not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those.
The elf girl strokes the crow's beak. Its eyes narrow in satisfaction, and it makes a cooing noise.
Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
Magic tricks, you say? You could prove useful when fighting the demons, and I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers in the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Oh, Camilla, I'll probably replace you when I can.
Sure. Let's go.
The girl gives you a smile, joyous and untroubled, like a child's.